enter here and get out here. What's up, money geeks? Mr. V here. Welcome to another video, guys. So in today's video, we're gonna look at the MACD and the RSI indicator for day trading. So if you have been watching my videos, you know that I use the VWAP a lot, but a lot of you guys have been asking me about the MACD and the RSI. Yes, I do use MACD and RSI to enter trades which are above the VWAP or below the VWAP, because usually when you trade using the VWAP, once that position is above the VWAP, people are asking when would be a good time for you to enter, when would be a good time for you to exit, even though you are above the VWAP. Or if you're below the VWAP, should you wait until it crosses the VWAP? No, you can trade below the VWAP, but you have to use different indicators. And in this case, I use the MACD and I use the RSI indicators to kind of guide me when to enter and when to exit. So I'm going to show you guys how I do use them in my understanding of the RSI and the MACD in my trading. So let's jump on the computer and just kind of walk through it using an example. So basically, when it comes to using the MACD indicator and the RSI, you have to be very careful with your trade, just so you know exactly when you're getting in and when you're getting out. So again, I want to use this example that we see here on the screen to kind of walk you guys through the process so you know exactly how I do use them. If you see here, document sign is just the stock that I want to use because it really has some really good things that I can show you as far as what I'm looking for. But just to add RSI on your chart, if you don't really have it, what I want you to do is you go to so open your chart, you go to where it says indicators up here, click on that, and then you can select that. So see, right now I have the VWAP, which is the yellow line you see on the screen. I have the RSI, which is what you see down here at the bottom, and then I have the MACD, which is what you see right here on my chart. So those are the indicators that I currently have. So the RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, and we have the MACD here, which is it stands for Moving Average, Convergence, and Divergence. So if you look at it right now, again, I'm going to use the example here. So here is what I talk about. So if you see the VWAP right here is $215.56. So if you see the yellow line again highlighted here, that's the VWAP. So notice how this crosses the VWAP. And so in this case, if you were just to trade using the VWAP, this would be a really tough stock to trade, because you'll be losing out a lot of money. Because if you see here, this thing pulled down all the way to $205 here, and then see it says squeezing out back, pull back a little bit here and squeeze all the way up to almost $217, and then crosses the VWAP for a very short amount of time and pull back down. But look at this squeeze right here. So if you were actually trading, you would have missed out on this if you didn't have the VWAP, if you didn't have the MACD and the RSI indicator guiding you to kind of go in. So here's how I use it personally for my trade, when to guide me to go in. So basically, once you see your RSI down here, I mean, you can see, so the RSI gives you two key numbers. It gives you 70 and 30. So 70 means that stock is overbought, and 30 means the stock is oversold. So if you see your RSI crosses 70 at that point, know that that's a dangerous point for you to get in. I don't go in at that point. I'll wait for a pullback. And then if I see the RSI below 30, that kind of gives me an indication that this is a kind of a good time for me to start looking for a great entry point. So let's look at the example here. So if you see here on the screen, look at this stock dropped to 207.75, right? So if you look at the RSI down here, look at where it is. The RSI down here was actually at about 22. That's below 30. So that was a great entry point. So if you had bought the stock at that point, see what happens right there. It bounces right back and then now squeeze all the way to 212. So if you were trading, you get in at 207, you go in, it's now up to 212. That's almost like a $5 spread that you made. So depending on the number of shares that you bought, you'll be sitting on some profit right now. So let's find a spot where it's overbought. Okay, so if you notice here where it crosses over 70, I don't know if you can see it on the chart clearly, there's an area in there that's shaded, which means that it's over 70. At this point, it's at, let's look at the exact number, 76. So that's over 70. So at this point, it's telling me that this thing is overbought. So I am holding back. I'm not going to jump right in. I'll wait for a pullback. And then notice what happens. Right there, it shows overbought. Not too long. Look at that pullback right down. And it just went down, 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 down. Again, this is how you kind of take a look and see when a good time is for you to enter. So that is using the RSI. Okay, what about the MACD? So the MACD and signal are two other indicators that you would definitely use for trading. So I'm going to use the example that we have here to kind of explain that. So on my chart here, which you can customize just to have different colors, I have the MACD, which is the yellow line that you see here, and then the bluish line here is my signal line. So basically, these two indicators, these two lines kind of guide me to know when to sell and when to get out. So again, if you see the signal line crosses the MACD on the upside, see what happens. You see that stock pulls back. See, when it crosses right there, pulls back, which simply means that when you see that cross coming, if you're in that stock, it's time for you to sell and get out because there's going to be a pullback. And then when MACD crosses a signal line on the upside, it means that it's time for you to buy because there's going to be an upward movement. So just look at the example again here. See, MACD is on the low side. It crosses right here. Look at that pullback from there, from almost 211 or 212 down to 207. And then MACD crosses on the upside, crosses signal on the upside. Look at it's now squeezing up all the way to $14 and some change. So that is how you can actually use these two indicators. Again, these are not proactive indicators. These are reactive indicators because something has to happen before you can see this. It doesn't mean it's not predicting what's going to happen. It's just telling you that this has happened and then you can use that. Does this always work the way you expect it? No. If you just look at this very well, you can look at the chart. You see instances where the RSI gets down to, let's say, 30, and you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe it's time for me to get in. And guess what? It just keeps going down. So see if you can find one here. Okay, so look at here. So RSI, gets down to here. You think it's time for me to get in. You get in, it keeps going down and down. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it works all the time, but once you use them over and over again, you will get a better understanding as to when to get in and when to get out. So again, just to kind of wrap things up here, 3 key indicators. Like I said, if you want to add them, you go to indicators. You would see on the Weibo platform, you would see the VWAP, RSI, and MACD indicators. You add those, and then again VWAP. Each time you're watching, it crosses the VWAP and establish confirmation. That's time for you to get in. And then if it's crossing the VWAP heading south, that's time for you to get out. And then if you want to trade above or below the VWAP, let's say the stock has already crossed the VWAP and then keeps going, when do you know how to enter? Then that's where I say you want to use the MACD and RSI indicators to kind of guide you. Again, using this example here, see that you could have traded a lot on just below the VWAP, but for most people, if you didn't use the VWAP, if you didn't use the MACD and RSI indicator, you would be missing out on some trades. So this is just another tool for you guys to kind of add to what you have already to be able to keep you making profit. Again, guys, be smart with your entry points and be smart with your exit points. Don't be a greedy savage. Always take profit. This market has no friends. And if you're trying to make friends with the market is going to screw you over. So don't make any friends with the market. If you go in, you just profit, take that profit, put it in your pocket, and get out and look for another great entry point for you to get in. So as you guys can see, trading using the VWAP is excellent, but sometimes once the price is above the VWAP, you're still looking for a great entry point, or sometimes the price is below the VWAP, you're still looking for a great entry point. That's where the RSI and the MACD comes into play for me. That's my strategy. Again, I'm not a greedy savage. Most people want to go in and make millions of dollars once, and that's where you're going to get burned. You go in, take your little profit, get out, wait for another great entry point, wait for confirmation before you can get in. So question of the day, do you use the MACD and the RSI indicator for trading? And if yes, how do you couple that with VWAP on your charts? And let me know in the comment section. Again, if you're new, we talk about how to earn money, how to save money, how to invest and build wealth. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. And also, if you want to get started, I do recommend using Weibo for trading. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Right now, Weibo is doing a promotion where you get 2 free stocks for signing up and depositing $100, 2, not 1. So links again in the description below. And as always, guys, don't be a greedy savage and stay motivated.